Welcome to your daily focus for May 11th, 2020. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. We have the 11 energy today. The 11 energy is about making that commitment to yourself, about banishing, eradicating, dissipating negative energies, things that burden you, anxieties, fears, closing chapters of our past so that we can move forward with a fresh energy. It's about making a commitment to ourselves, 110% focus on our commitments. It's about taking the steps each and every day, not just when it feels convenient to do so. It's about walking with integrity. It's about going the longer route because it's the right way of doing things going forward. It's about not just jumping to conclusions or reacting on something, rather to enact upon something after you've thought it through, what it truly means for you, your path, where your voice needs to be raised, where it doesn't. If we do the numerology of the day, we have a 20 energy. And 2 plus 0 is a 2. Now, the 2 it has a God sense to it. That's the easiest way of putting it when we have a number with a 0. So the 20 gives that 2 energy a godlike presence, strength. So definitely today is a day to stand in the Superman pose. 5 minutes in the morning when you first get up. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Stand up straight and tall. Put your hands on your hips. Look straight forward or even just tilt up towards the sky. Feel that cape flowing in the breeze behind you. The wind in your hair. See your day progressing. See your accomplishments and successes unfolding. See your long-term journey. See a short-term journey. See a conversation, a strong conversation that you need to have today. Or maybe you need to do something. Maybe you need to sit down and study for 4 hours and you just don't want to do it. So you see yourself studying and feeling successful and taking on knowledge. But stand in that Superman pose. 5 minutes. And the first couple of times you do it, 5 minutes will seem like 20. But if you are consistent with it on a daily basis, it starts being like, wow, it's over already and I only got halfway. We have the sun in Taurus. We have the moon in Capricorn. Now today, I believe Saturn goes retrograde. So where we weren't following the rules, where we weren't giving ourselves order and structure in our life, this is where Saturn can be pretty mean to us and say, you're doing it and you're doing it now. And we'll be coming back over this energy again. So it's not necessarily we've got to make these snap choices. Okay? I think it's all the way till the end of September before Saturn goes direct again. So we have throughout the year to right our wrongs, so to speak. So where we were talking about, last week, the card, the 7 Deadly Sins came out for our Mystical Wisdom card, telling us that we really need to pay attention to this because we all have a portion of that. It could be teeny tiny, it could be kind of big. But it allows us to see where we are going to address some things that habits, behaviors that we have in our lives, our environment, to work on changing and adopting in good habits. Habits that will move you forward. Habits that will give you vitality and strength. Habits that will bring in success, happiness, and love. Absolutely. So, pay attention to the things that happen to you now because Saturn is saying get your ducks in order. Get your ducks in a row. Get your ducks in a line. Get your affairs in order when it comes to finances. But it could be personal health. It could be your spirituality. It could be how you give and get love. And Venus goes retrograde, in 2 days? Then the day after that, Jupiter's going retrograde. So talk about the planets going on this big pause for us to walk back through a lot of energy and realize where we can make changes in our life, in our routines, in our perceptions, to move forward with a success, with a clarity, with an understanding, with a strength. Let's see what the cards have to say, shall we? So strong energy this week. My goodness, this year, when has it not been strong energy? Look at this, the King of Swords. You want to talk about strong energy. The King of Swords says, I'm doing it my way. I'm going forward. And whatever stands in my way, I am eradicating. I am getting rid of. I've got that sword ready to go. I'm pointed right. I'm giving my future. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at my future. I'm looking at the eyeballs of my future. I don't know if that makes sense. But you know where I'm getting. They're giving me a vision. I'm trying to describe it. It's not working well. You're determined. Enough is enough. I've tried it this way for the last week, month, year, decade, millennium. And it wasn't working. So where do I need to make the changes? And what do I need to remove in my path? Remember, we're under full moon energy. So chances are it's more about what we need to remove in our life, eradicate in our life, complete in our life, put closure on into our life. Heal from, perhaps, in our life. Although he's not one of the real healing cards. And the swords are higher thought. So we have that clarity, we have that understanding. We can tap into our sage wisdom if we give pause to. So meditation, prayer, contemplation before we act, before we enable that action or those words, to think it through and make sure it serves us at the highest sense. We have the moon card right in the middle. Our inner balance and the two energy. You know, if you built your house on two main foundations, two pillars perhaps, it wouldn't take much for your house to fall one way or another. If you built it on 3, it's a little stronger. Build it on 4, it's really strong, right? So the 2 is we want that balance, but we are going to be teeter-tottering back and forth between what is truly balance. What do I really need to come into my life? That's why that Superman pose is so important to do on a 2 energy kind of day, because you want to envision the best possible outcome prior to stepping into it. You want to see how it plays out. You want to see where you can put in compassion or love. With Venus going retrograde, you know, it's just a sense of just not acknowledging somebody and telling them that you love them and you care for them and you show compassion and empathy towards them, that a lot of problems, arguments will dissipate very easily just by, or not even start in the first place. You'll never know that you missed them all. So the moon is our inner balance and really looking at it. And we've been being told this now since the last new moon, to look within. What do we truly want in our lives for that peace of mind, for that balance? Where do we need balance in our life? Where are we giving too much of ourselves in one area and not enough of ourselves in another area, or focus? Because over the next, 5 months, we are going to be continually drawn back to it. So give it time, give it focus, give it focus, so that you get the clarity, so you get the understanding, so you can move forward. And the High Priestess, the 2 energy appears. The High Priestess is the 2 energy. So 11, 1 plus 1 would be the 2 energy. And then we had the 2 for the day. And this is really, the High Priestess, more than anything else, asks you to sit in quiet contemplation and realize the magic that already lays within you. that you need nothing more truly than yourself and your belief in yourself to actually go forward and have the success that you want, that you are dreaming of, you are setting goals towards. And once you start to attract that magic just by allowing your own magic out, the more the magic happens to you. The more happiness and joy and success that you find in your life through hap chance. Let's get our mystical wisdom cards out here and see what they want to tell us. So yes, Saturn retrogrades can be very hard on many, because it points out where we have not brought in order or balance into our life structure, or where we haven't played by the rules. It usually comes out and haunts us about this period. Sensuality is back out again. Express your sensuality. This deck, it just repeats, like, so I'm gonna think that these cards really give us more of the background, longer term energy than it does the forward energy, or the daily energy, so to speak. The animals speak, I think, a little bit more towards the daily. Every so often they come up quite often too, though. So this is about experiencing your world through compassion, love, sensuality. What are you passionate about? What moves you? What stirs your soul? And how do you, or how are you trying to bring that into your life? How are you giving it focus to be present on a daily basis? So express your sensuality. Being a sensual person means you have a heightened sense of awareness for touch, taste, smell, hearing, and feelings. Sensuality plays a big part in your sex life and overall ability to derive pleasure from life. You like to take advantage of what life has, or you need to take advantage. That's how this card should read for us, I think. You need to take advantage of what life has to offer and live with love and passion. You need to be eager to experiment in life. You can make great discoveries of mind, body, spirit, fulfilling your desires, enjoying the ultimate contact with another. Sensuality embodies all the qualities of self-awareness, including your uniqueness and authenticity within your own comfort zone. So your truth is very important here. Your truth matters. It will look different than anybody else's. Express your sexuality in your own way, or rediscover your own vitality. And your mantra is, I live life to the fullest with passion and love. I live life to the fullest with passion and love. So how am I doing that today? How do I need to bring it in? Where can I bring it in? What small thing can I do for me today that brings a smile to my face, that brings happiness, that brings joy? Maybe it's just taking the time to play with my dogs. Maybe it's just enough, it's 10 minutes of a video chat with my mom. It doesn't have to be these grand gestures that, stand out and everybody goes, whoa, when they even meet you, because, you're having that moment, right? You want these little things. Wouldn't that be awkward? You want these little moments. You want to create all these little tiny moments, and they add up to the day, the week, the month, the year, the journey. Let's get our animals out. Let's see what they have to tell us. Who do we have today? Oh, look at this. Deep rest with the mouse. When's the last time we saw him? I think it was about 2 years ago. He was out every single week, I think. He was constantly around telling us to slow down, but he has not been around for quite some time to tell us to take that deep rest that we all truly need. Lazy sleep, rest, and meditate. Rest is not idleness. And to lie sometimes on the grass under the tree on a summer's day, listening to the murmur of water, or watching the clouds float across the sky is by no means of waste of time, because that could be where you're allowing joy and smiles and giggles to be present in your life. Or maybe it's wonder and amazement. Mouse says it's time for you to make some time for laziness. You don't have to be constantly on the go. After all, that is how you become run down. Spend a little time each day or week doing something you enjoy that is completely frivolous and fun. It could be just an afternoon, laying in the hammock, reading a book, watching your favorite old movie, playing with the kids. This is not a time to begin anything new. It's a time to restore your spirit. Sometimes rest doesn't necessarily have to be sleeping, just quieting your mind. Take some time grounding yourself. Take a yoga class, garden, fish. Spend some time in nature. Spend at least 10 minutes a day meditating and just being in the moment. You don't have to physically be at your happy place to go to your happy place. It can simply be within your mind. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. And it's really true. When you start to invent a place in your mind to go to each and every time you meditate, it gets easier and easier that all of a sudden a lot of the stuff is right there for you. And you can have different things. Meditation isn't always about, you're going to go in and you're going to find, what holds you back, or a fear or an anxiety or a clue to your future. Sometimes meditation works best for you by just going on a journey with no real purpose except enjoyment and happiness. So see that meadow and put the color flowers that you want and see it blowing in the breeze. And maybe you have a marble path or a wooden path or a stone path or a granite path, or maybe it's paved. Maybe it's just tampered mud, dried throughout the field for you to walk. And maybe there's a gazebo in the distance, or maybe it's that beautiful apple tree and there's a small river or creek or pond and there's wildlife present. Just go there. Just go there for 10 minutes. Inhale. Release. And add to it and create to it and allow yourself, especially if your environment right now is one that is very out of balance, or it's very stressful, or it's very fearful, or it's full of anxiety, or perhaps you're not feeling well. So it's your imagination. Take a couple of deep breaths, feel your muscles relax, and allow yourself to enter a place that you want to explore. Maybe it's a castle, a castle that was abandoned long ago, but it was left just, like they stepped out for the afternoon and just never came back. And walk through it, and what do you see? Go through a jungle and see the different animals, and you're safe because it's your imagination. So nothing bad is going to happen to you. And allow that to be a part of your life going forward. So today, remember, it's the 11 energy. Saturn going stationary retrograde today works into that 11 energy very, very strongly. So know that over the next 5 months, we are going to be seeing the challenges presented to us about where we may have tried to take the shortcut, or where we've ignored a responsibility, an obligation, where we have not had structure in our life or order in our life, so that we can create new habits in order to take us into successful pursuits. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.